We just won the state of Washington.
Oh my goodness, big wins in the West for Bernie Sanders tonight, and he might just take home a third victory. It's so far so good for Sanders, who NBC News projects as the winner of the Alaska and Washington caucus. Good evening, I'm Jennifer Sheahen. We're still waiting for results from Hawaii. With landslide wins, Sanders will collect a majority of the 138 delegates up for grabs in those two states. Chris Pallone has the latest.
Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders celebrating projected wins in the Alaska and Washington state caucuses Saturday.
That is what momentum is about.
The victory's exactly what Sanders needed after losing to frontrunner Hillary Clinton in 5 states just 11 days ago. Sanders did pick up delegates then in the Democrats' proportional contests, but merely keeping pace wouldn't win him the nomination. Sanders in Wisconsin today says that's all changed.
We are making significant inroads in Secretary Clinton's lead. We have a path toward victory.
Sanders tends to do well in states with caucuses and smaller percentages of minority voters. An NBC News analysis shows Sanders needs to win about 58% of remaining delegates to become the Democratic nominee. Not impossible, but improbable given Clinton's base of loyal supporters.
And this is the woman that I would see be president.
Republicans next vote April 5th in Wisconsin. As the 3 remaining candidates stump for votes there, anticipation is building for who, if anyone, Governor Scott Walker will choose to endorse. Senator Ted Cruz picked up the backing of a former Texas rival, David Dewhurst. Cruz beat him in a 2012 race for Senate.
And that was then, this is now. Ted Cruz and David Dewhurst are 2 different people. We're both identical, almost identical in our views, and we're both conservatives.
Dewhurst said Cruz is best poised to bring Republicans together and win the White House after a nomination fight which is becoming uglier by the day. Chris Pallone, NBC News.
WPTZ.com is your source for the latest Commitment 2016 coverage. You can explore our presidential delegate tracker to see where the candidates stand. You can also get us on the go. Just download the WPTZ app. It's free in the App Store and Google Play. Well, it was a beautiful start to the holiday weekend, and it looks like temps are going to get even warmer. Good news for all you sun lovers out there. Gib, what can we expect tomorrow for the Easter Bunny?
Well, Jennifer, if you like today, you're absolutely going to love tomorrow. Now, we started out the day with lots of clouds, and they kind of pretty hung in there tough in the Champlain Valley until about noontime. Then the sun came out, and it was a beautiful day. Temperatures, though, on the cool side, just about seasonal average for this time of year, but we are going to see a shift in those temperatures, and they are going to be going up. Storm tracker right now showing some clouds across the region, really not of any consequences, no precipitation at all. We're looking at a storm system over Wisconsin right now, but that one is going to be going to the north, really not going to impact us. But this little system right here, that one is going to get better energized, and believe it or not, that's going to become a pretty major storm system, and it's going to be heading in our direction. We're going to be, of course, taking a look at that in just a few minutes in terms of what it's going to be bringing us by the early part of the week. But right now in Burlington, we've dropped down to 32 degrees with clear skies. Southeasterly wind now picking up at about 3 miles an hour. That'll hold those temperatures up there. Easter is looking like a fantastic day early in the morning services, 33 degrees with sunshine. A beautiful morning for the egg hunts and a mild afternoon. More details from the First Alert forecast coming up. Jennifer?
And new details tonight on a box truck stolen from Praise Farmers Market in Plattsburgh back in October. Resulting investigation led to a series of search warrants uncovering large amounts of stolen property and the arrest of Scott Maple, Christopher Rooney, Ian Fisher Morrison, and Catherine Fortier. The case is still active and more details will be released pending further investigation. What was supposed to be a fun and family-friendly event turned into a pretty ugly one in Rockland County. Police are investigating some trouble at an Easter egg hunt. WPTZ's Abby Isaacs reports.
Now, it might be hard to imagine, but just earlier today, there were what officials say is a rough estimate of 1,500 people right here, all looking to search for Easter eggs. The Wilson Castle hosted a charity Easter egg hunt to raise money for their restoration process, and the result was a little bit overwhelming. They only sold 500 pre-sale tickets, so when an extra 1,000 people showed up, there were a couple complications.
We got a call about some upset individuals in a little bit of a disorderly situation. And the individuals started getting very animated, started making some threats towards some of the organizers, at which point in time I had to step in to speak with him. Some of those threats started turning towards me, and at that point in time the individual was told that he was going to be placed under arrest for disorderly conduct.
At this time, the event planner is still assessing the situation and listening to complaints. In Proctor, Vermont, Abby Isaacs, WPTZ News Channel 5.
The man who was cited is scheduled to be in Rutland County Court on Monday. And as for refunds, party outfitters will announce their game plan for a resolution starting next week. And right now in Grantham, a man is behind bars accused of stealing a dump truck and leading Lebanon police on a chase. Police say the driver then lost control and crashed into a house. Just before 12:30 this morning, Lebanon police say 20-year-old Gabriel Blanche crossed a double yellow line to pass another car in town. When officers tried to pull him over, they say Blanche sped away, later losing control, rolling the truck on its side and hitting a home on School Street. Blanche allegedly stole the dump truck from a home in Grantham. There's significant damage to the front porch of the house he allegedly crashed into. A family, including a 5-month-old baby, were sleeping inside. They're grateful they weren't hurt.
On the other hand, we're really glad that nothing worse happened. Actually, it seemed like the driver of the car, as far as we could tell, was okay as well, which was positive. And then just being in the neighborhood and having people stop by and make sure we were okay, and all that was just a reminder that this is still a great place to live.
Tonight, Blanche is in jail and his bail has been set at $100,000. Bennington police say a man is in custody after robbing a family credit union bank. Authorities say the man entered the family credit union yesterday afternoon and showed the teller a note demanding money and containing a threat. Luckily, no weapons were displayed. Police say the man rode away on a bicycle. Some bills were even picked up by bystanders. In fact, police arrested one of them for picking up the stolen money. Vermont State Police say 3 Ski-Doo snowmobiles were stolen from a home on Holland Road in Derby Lane. They say the theft happened between March 8th and March 18th. Reports say there was a bright red pickup truck with an open trailer seen loading the 3 snowmobiles. The 3 stolen are a 1998 Ski-Doo MXZ and 2 1997 Ski-Doo touring sleds. If anyone has any information, please call the Vermont State Police immediately. The Red Cross assisted 2 adults after a home fire in Waterford, Vermont this afternoon. You can see here the home engulfed in flames after the fire spread the garage to the house. The New Hampshire, Vermont region of the American Red Cross were still on the scene at noon today on Hudson Road. The Red Cross disaster action team volunteers met with the residents to make sure they have a safe place to sleep and food, clothing, and other essentials. They say they will stay in contact with the residents over the next few days as they begin the road to recovery. New in the terror attacks in Brussels tonight, a missing American couple has been identified as victims. 30-year-old Justin Schultz and his wife Stephanie have not been seen since the bombings on Tuesday. Their employers confirmed today that both were killed. Family members say the couple was dropping Stephanie's mother off at the airport and were watching her walk through security when the explosions happened. In the meantime, a march for solidarity scheduled for tomorrow is no longer happening in Brussels. This after Belgium's interior minister pleaded for residents not to attend. They say it's simply stretched too thin with the investigation into the attacks. An event organizer says the event will be held at a later date. Coming up, some are hunting for eggs on this Easter weekend, but others for a different kind of treasure. Those details coming up, and a special delivery to outer space just in time for the holiday. You're watching News Channel 5.
You're watching WPTZ News Channel 5.
Welcome back. I'm Jennifer Sheahen. Many were hunting for eggs this Easter weekend, but others were hunting for treasure at Williston Central School's 6th annual recycle sale. Families were asked to donate items, and there was everything from antiques, houseware, and kids' toys to pieces of furniture. And all the proceeds will go towards the 8th grade field trip fund. Get this June they are going to Montreal and Quebec City to see historical sites as well as take professional graffiti classes.
The amount of money that we make from these recycle sales reduces the final cost for each student. Allows everybody to go.
Along with a fundraiser last fall, organizers hope to raise a total of $2,700 to help all 25 students attend the trip. Whatever they didn't sell at the garage sale today gets donated to charity. And calling all wildlife enthusiasts, the Vermont Fish and Wildlife Department hosted an open house in Montpelier High School today to get feedback from local hunters to learn about big game management issues in Vermont, as well as educating hunters on current species populations. The Fish and Wildlife Department is also hosting turkey hunting seminars next week.
Now, First Alert weather with meteorologist Gib Brown.
Well, certainly everybody's going to enjoy tomorrow. It is going to be an absolutely gorgeous day. Now, we are on the chilly side right now, 32 in Burlington, 34 Lebanon, 29 degrees currently in Saranac Lake. But we're going to see those temperatures stop the free fall that we've seen over the last few hours, and they're actually probably going to go up just a little bit as we get you toward daybreak as we pick up a southerly flow. But right now, just a few clouds out there, very high level stuff. We got the moon out there in the Champlain Valley. It is absolutely a beautiful night. Again, chilly, but there's no wind out there, at least at this point, so it doesn't feel that bad at all. Once we get into tomorrow, we're going to be in this great big area of real estate. That's all clear skies. It is going to be a gorgeous day tomorrow. But then we're going to keep an eye on this system right here. That is going to be moving up into Canada. That's the system number one. The system number two that we're going to be looking at is the one that's kind of in tandem with this thing right now, still well down into the southwest, but it'll be arriving on Monday and unfortunately bring us an end to this very nice weather that we've been seeing. So here's that high right now. We pick up a southerly flow a little bit later on tonight. That bodes well for tomorrow because those temperatures should soar up into the 50s. This system goes north, but as we mentioned, this one right here, this one gets better energized and moves toward the Great Lakes and then kind of slides to the east. It strengthens as it does that. And as we get you into Monday, we are going to see rain arrive. And then that rain, as the system moves to the east, we pull up the pull in the colder air from portions of Quebec and Ontario, and this will change any rain back to snow. And it snows for a lot of us much of the day on Tuesday in the form of snow showers. And then as we get you into Wednesday, late Tuesday into early Wednesday, the snows come to an end and we're going to see a nice, beautiful, bright day, but it's going to be significantly colder than Sunday. So overall, tonight on Futurecast, things beautiful as we take you through tomorrow. Great for the Easter egg hunts, great for the early services in the morning. It is going to be a gorgeous sunny day with temperatures getting up well into the 50s. Now, here is Monday morning at 6 o'clock. We've got some rain shower activity just getting into the Champlain Valley. Some mixed precipitation over the southern four counties of Vermont, especially at the higher elevations. Connecticut River Valley, you could see a little bit of freezing rain on the onset of this thing. And then as we take it through the day, it's a pretty wet looking Monday, and that wetness continues to move toward the east. Monday evening, things taper off a bit, and then we get back into that colder air, and that's going to convert all that rain shower activity to snow showers. And we might see some accumulation in the Champlain Valley, very light stuff if we do, but we are going to see some accumulations over the higher elevations, probably several inches over the northern portions of the Adirondacks and especially across the Northeast Kingdom. That snow all comes to an end by Tuesday night. We clear things out. And on Wednesday, a beautiful looking day with plenty of sunshine, but temperatures, again, noticeably colder. Overall tonight, we're expecting a low of 31 degrees with those mainly clear skies. Winds will pick up a little bit out of the south later on tonight. High tomorrow, 58 degrees in Burlington, 60 in both Rutland, Bennington, and in Lebanon as well. Even a warm 57 degrees in Saranac Lake. Overall, the skies will be partly to mostly sunny. As we get you into Monday, it's kind of a rainy one out there. 49 degrees for high, and then Tuesday, snow showers much of the day. Wednesday, a beautiful looking day, 50 degrees, windy and rainy on Thursday, a high up to 61 degrees, and then things cool down a little bit on Friday and Saturday with a chance of some showers on Friday and perhaps a brief shower on Saturday, but overall temperatures cooling to the upper 40s on Saturday. Jennifer?
Pope Francis presided over his fourth Easter Vigil this evening in St. Peter's Basilica at the Vatican. The most solemn rite of the year for Christians began at 8:30 p.m. local time in the atrium of the Basilica. The ritual includes the blessing of the Paschal fire and the lighting of the Paschal candle. Both serve as a symbol of Christ, the light of the world in the Catholic faith. The Pope began the ceremony by engraving the year 2016 and the first and last letters of the Greek alphabet, Alpha and Omega, on a large white Paschal candle. And there was a special Easter delivery to the International Space Station today. Instead of the usual bunny, 6 astronauts received a delivery from a swan, which is the name of the orbital capsule arriving at the space station. It contains nearly 8,000 pounds of groceries, equipment, and experiments. No word yet if it included peeps or Easter eggs. There you go.
They're always fun to put in a microwave, by the way.
I gotta blow them up tomorrow.
They get big, right?
They get ginormous,
Oh, Lord, I'm gonna have to do
It'll
that.
be my experiment in the morning. And history was made tonight on UVM's athletic campus.
Jen, it was. Vermont hosted its first ever lacrosse game under the lights tonight. That was the women. The men played this afternoon in the sun. Highlights from both of those. That's next in sports.
Good evening, I'm Amanda Serrano. Welcome to the live Lotto and Take 5 drawings for Saturday, March 26th, being observed by KPMG. The Lotto numbers to win or share a jackpot of $17.3 million are 24, 13, 44, 48, 59, 56, and bonus number 38. Now for tonight's Take 5 drawing. Tuesday's Mega Millions jackpot is $43 million. Tonight's winning Take 5 numbers are 30, 28, 1, 31, and 38. Thank you for joining us and have a good night.
Spring sprung exactly 1 week ago, but the weather doesn't quite agree with that yet. It's not sandals season, but I did see a guy rocking khaki shorts at a lacrosse game this weekend. While it's not quite warm enough for that yet, one thing that is fully heated is the lacrosse season. Vermont taking the field in its America East Conference opener, hosting UMass Lowell Saturday afternoon, first quarter. Tied at 1, Nick Bartlett finds Ian McKay. He goes bowling lower shelf. Cats take the 2-1 lead. That spurs a Vermont run. Later, McKay and Bartlett teaming up again. This time, it's Bartlett who fires at home for the 5-1 lead. The run would continue. McKay finds James Barlow this time. He goes 5-hole. Cats jump out in front 6-1. UMass Lowell closes the gap in the second. Keenan Coswin cuts the Vermont lead to 7-3, but in the third quarter, you cannot stop Ian McKay. You can only hope to contain Ian McKay. His 4 goals, 3 assists lead the way for the Cats. They cruise to an 11-9 victory over the Riverhawks. To the women now, hosting the program's first ever night lacrosse game, history being made at Virtue Field. This game was tied at 2, now it's 5-2 Albany. Dakota Savichev makes a cut, gets the goal. Great Danes up 6-2. The run would continue. Great Danes up 13-2, make it 14-2. 12 unanswered goals for Albany. Minutes later, Vermont breaks the run. Bryn Yarrington credited with the score. No chance for UVM to come back in this one, though. Cats drop to 0-1 in conference play. They fall to Albany, 18-6, the final. I started the day and the weekend off at St. Michael's. This is where I saw the aforementioned khaki shorts. Women hosting Pace University. Setters set the pace early. Amanda Dickerson off the free position. Pace up 2-zip. St. Mike's goes on a run of their own. Kate Martin finds Emily Byrne, who burns the goalie. We're tied at 2. Minutes later, Byrne again tips it to herself. She stays hot. St. Mike's out in front 3-2, but that would be the only St. Michael's lead of the day. Dickerson again off the free position. Pace's third unanswered goal. St. Mike's drops this one at home, 8-4, the final. When UVM fired head women's basketball coach Lori Gear McBride Friday, it wasn't the decision that was puzzling, it was the timing. Why now? 2 years ago, Vermont gave Gear McBride a 4-year contract extension. UVM Athletics Director Bob Corrin says Gear McBride's contract was structured so that Vermont has to pay 50% of the salary remaining on her contract as part of the buyout. When asked if it was a good decision to extend Gear McBride's contract in 2014, Corrin talked about the importance of patience.
The cupboard was pretty bare when she arrived here. So there was that just that sense that we want to be very, very sure here that we're giving her the opportunity to be successful, and sometimes that requires a little more patience. And 2 years ago, we really felt that giving her some additional time really would be sufficient in order for her to turn the corner and get the program where we want it.
2 years later, the program hasn't shown any improvement, which led to Friday's decision. Now, on the 6 o'clock sports desk, we told you to go on Twitter and Facebook to voice your opinion. Do you think firing Lori Gear-McBride with 2 years left in her contract was the right move? We received dozens of Facebook comments, tweets, and votes. Now it's time to reveal the results. The majority of you, that's 60%, agreed with the decision to fire Gear-McBride even though she still had 2 years remaining on her contract. One person tweeted at me saying that he thought it was a, quote, good decision. Let's hope we get women's hoops on the winning track again. A Facebook user chimed in a little bit later with a bit of a different take, saying, quote, you can't fire the players, so the coach gets the axe when the team does poorly. I want to thank you all for your messages, tweets, and votes. More polls like this will be done in the future, I can assure you of that. For the Sports Desk, I'm Jack Courtney.
Gib, quick look at tomorrow's Easter forecast.
An exceptional day tomorrow.
All right.
Lots of sunshine, temperatures in the 50s, starting out after a chilly start.
Thank you so much for joining us. Have a wonderful Easter if you celebrate tomorrow, and we will see you tomorrow night.